I just want to start by saying thank you for all the messages and the emails that they've been coming through thick and fast, and most of them have been very, very, very supportive. So that's awesome. Thanks for that. As I said yesterday, I'm just going to ignore the negative ones. I mean, just whatever. I can't be bothered even to respond to them anymore. So that's that. But today I just wanted to talk to you briefly about future plans and moving on. Now, I know I've been coming across as very negative recently, and I'm not going to lie, I am very negative. I just am at the moment. You know, the pain is still raw and it's going to be for some time. But I also have got plans for what I'm going to do for the future. And in my little notebook here, I've got a list of places that I want to visit, and they're things that I'm going to work on through the year. One of which is I'm going to go on holiday up towards North Yorkshire and have a look at Whitby Abbey, if you've ever heard of it. It's a big ruin. It's really nice. It's where Bram Stoker got his inspiration for writing Dracula. So I want to go and have a look at that. And there's a load of other things in the surrounding area that I want to view. So I'm going to spend a week or so up there. It's going to be my first solo holiday, but that is the one thing that I'm definitely going to do this year. And again, in here I've got a list of other things. You know, there's some other locations that I want to visit, various churches, a couple of coastlines. There's some what do they call it, a sculpture gallery thing that I want to go and have a look at. I'm going to go and do that as well. And then I've got like a possibility list as well. And I've been toying with the idea for a long time now about doing my CBT and getting myself a little motorbike. I mean, I know I've got some, if you're not aware, I've got dodgy hips. I've got metal work in my hips. So I've got limited movement. So I've got to be careful, you know, what sort of motorbike I get. But I'm really maybe having a bit of a midlife crisis, and I just want to do something, you know. I just want to hop onto a motorbike at some point and go for a bit of a ride around the country lanes, you know. Just I hear it's nice, you know. I mean, many years ago when I was a kid or a teenager, I used to have a moped, and I enjoyed bombing that around. That was a good fun, you know. So why not do that sort of thing again? Just a cheap second-hand motorbike, just to, I don't know, feel the wind blowing through my hair, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, it's an idea. It's on a possibility list anyway. So yeah, they're the things I've got planned. I am trying to stay motivated. Alongside all of that, like, you know, I like to go camping. My other campsite opens up shortly, and at this one that I go to regularly, I can sit outside and have a fire going. Now for me, getting my fire pit out, bunch of wood, sitting under the stars with a fire crackling away is one of the most relaxing things that I can do. I absolutely love that. I more than anything, there is just something really, really nice about sitting in front of a fire under the stars. It's amazing, even if it's a cold night, you know. Just, I don't know, it brings me so much warmth and joy. It's amazing. So that's definitely going to happen. Yeah, this site that I go to reopens in about 6 weeks' time, so I'm really looking forward to getting back there at the weekends, you know, for somewhere to go relax. Alongside those sort of things, you already know that I'm on a bit of a diet. You know, I'm not going to keep reporting weight loss and all that crap. I'm not going to keep getting on the scales. This is going to be a gradual thing, more of a change of life for me rather than just a fad, you know. So I'm working on that. Most days it's going really well. The 10,000 steps, I'm doing really well every single day. I'm forcing myself out for a walk, as you've seen. Even if I don't get the steps finished at work, I will go out in the evening and do a couple of laps of a park somewhere or something just to get them done. And I've found myself now increasing the speed as well, trying to do these walks a little bit faster, you know, just picking up pace, you know, just trying to get a little bit faster. And again, I can't remember where I said I've started to listen to a lot more music. I've got a brand new playlist that I use with some motivational music, so that helps as well. Get your heart rate up a bit and start moving a bit quicker, you know, that helps. So I am doing things to try and move forward, although there are bad days as they have been for the past couple of days. I can't control what's in my mind, you know, I can't. And I really don't want anyone to think that I'm just sat here feeling sorry for myself. That's not the case. That's really not. I have a plan now, you know, and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna keep doing these things to try and push myself forward. But you've got to understand that it's a very, very difficult time, and it's all of what's happened is caused a major upheaval with me, you know. And again, what I'm about to say, I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but bear in mind, the future that I had with my wife, you know, has gone. That's gone. The place where I was going to move to in Wales, in the house and all of that, is gone. Yeah, it's her house. She owns that house. Nothing to do with me. Basically, I own nothing apart from my van, and I'm happy with that. Whatever, doesn't matter. Materialistic goods and house, bricks and mortar, it's whatever. It does not matter at all. But it's the whole change. You know, it's the whole change for the future is been sort of torn away from me, and that was a shock to the system. So I've got to sort of relearn who I am, relearn what, you know, my beliefs, and I don't know, reinvent myself, I guess, you know. Excuse me. I've got to get used to being on my own, get used to the fact that the only person I can rely on is myself, and try and progress forward, you know. And it is difficult, and there are times through the day from 1 minute to the next where it really, really hits you. You know, it's like a punch in the face. You don't realise how difficult it can be. And I know I read a comment, was it yesterday, about, you know, I must be doing all right because I'm still getting up, I'm still coming to work, blah, blah, blah. And I am. But fuck me, I have to come to work. If I didn't have my income, I'd be screwed. You know, I've got a big debt hanging over me, I'm paying that off. So if I didn't work, I'd be fucking in more trouble than I am now. So I had to force myself to come to work, you know, to have a little bit of normality. Work have been pretty good. They leave me alone, or have been leaving me alone, and know what I've been going through. So they've been very supportive. They've offered me help and assistance programs and bits and pieces. So I can't fault my employers at all for that. But I had to do that. I had to keep getting up in the morning and coming to work. But life is difficult. It is, and I get triggered easily. As I've said before, I can just be out for a walk and I can start to feel myself getting upset. I can watch something on TV and the same thing will happen. I can be in a good frame of mind like I am right now, and then just like that, mindset will change and I'll become overwhelmed with emotion and feeling, you know. I try very hard not to dwell on it. I do. I try to distract myself, but then I've been told that I've got to deal with these feelings. Instead of pushing them to the back of my mind, I've got to try and deal with them instead. And that's what I'm doing as well. I'm processing everything, you know. And I do think I'm doing better than before. I've got the journal, I've got this YouTube channel, and I know putting myself on the internet is probably a big risk, and I'm beginning to realise that now. Look, the majority of you have been very, 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 very nice and very supportive, and left me brilliant comments and nice emails and just reaching out. And then there's a few that have left digs and you're a fucking idiot, and you know, I'm sure someone said something about me lying or something. What would I lie? I don't know. I don't get that one. But yeah, it is a risk putting all this on the internet, but I find it a help. And like I say, there's a lot of you out there that care and will talk to me and will email me. And I think that's wonderful. Just having a little bit of a network going that, you know, we can communicate with each other, because there's people that have reached out to me that are going through a breakup as well as me. So we can talk to each other and help each other about what works for them and what works for me. And I think that's a wonderful thing to do. You know, I really, really do. I think that works. So, okay, I'll get the trolls and I'll get the nasty comments. I don't think everyone means to be nasty. I think they're just built differently, and their harsh words are just maybe a kick up the arse. I don't know. It's a difficult one to think about, but But anyway, yeah, so please bear with me. I'm going to carry on making the videos, and they're not all going to be negative, and they're not all going to be positive. They're just going to be different day by day. You're going to see, and then hopefully a year down the line, we'll maybe see a thinner version of me and someone who's a little bit more happier. If you want to know anything else or got any questions for me, then leave a comment below or send me an email and I'll do my best to answer it. If you've got any more advice for me, email me, leave a comment below, and that'll be fab. But I do appreciate the ones that are sticking with me and subscribing and watching and getting involved. It does mean a lot. It does. I can't thank you enough for what you've been doing for me. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, that's it for now. I've covered the majority of it. I've got some future plans. I've got things in place to help me along. You know, I'm going to try and not wallow in self-pity. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. Well, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to move forward the best way that I can. So hopefully you'll see some changes coming soon, and I'm going to keep filming. It's just going to happen. I'm going to keep this going until one day I think, no, it's not worth it. Hopefully that won't happen, but we'll see. Anyway, but for now I'm 10 minutes in and I'm rabbiting away like an idiot. So thanks for watching. Please leave me a comment and subscribe and like and all that good stuff, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.